Being a first-time mom comes with a lot of experiences. So in this video, I'm going to be exposing you to some truths that you need to know as a new mom. So if you're a pregnant mom or a new mom, then this is an eye-opener for you. Don't go anywhere. There are so many experiences and excitements that comes from being a mom for the first time. So this video will help you understand some of these experiences and also give you tips on how you can avoid some motherhood pithole. So let's dive in. First, it is important for you to understand that you do not need to buy every baby item or gear that you see and you like, because you may not use 60% of them. That's the truth. For instance, when I realized I was pregnant for my baby, there was absolutely nothing I see that I do not think I'll need. So I ended up buying so many things. And by the time my baby came, I realized that I do not need these things. I didn't use some of them. I ended up giving them out. For instance, I usually admire children who use this sucker, put sucker on their mouth. And I wanted my baby to use it. I don't know why, but I just liked it. And I ended up buying 6 pieces of it. Different colors, different shapes, different cartoon characters, and they were really pretty. And the time my baby came, I tried fixing the sucker for her. She never accepted it. And they ended up using those sucker as toys. Also, if you live in an area where you do not have good roads, you don't have anywhere you're going to, a stroller is not something you need to buy. So you see, there's so many things that you can not spend money on. You can save your money. As the baby grows, when the need arises for you to use this thing, you can buy them. So try to minimize your spending as a new mom. So the second tip I want you to know is, do not listen to other moms' horror stories about childbirth. The experiences is different for different moms. So for me, I had a very long and painful childbirth. For others, it didn't take them up to an hour or 2. So if I tell you my story about childbirth, you would think, oh, that's how it is. But that's not how it is. Other people spend 2 hours. They're just walking, their water broke, and then they come to the hospital themselves, and then the next thing, push, the baby is already out. So do not listen to every story you hear about childbirth. Just relax and then wait for your experience. Next, to brush up my first point, you don't need to buy so many newborn clothes and shoes, especially shoes. You don't need them, because these children, they grow really fast, and before you know, they have outgrown all their clothes, and you have to start buying all over again. So avoid buying too many newborn clothes and shoes. Tip number 4, educate yourself about different childbirth techniques. So read about C-section, read about natural vaginal birth, read about epidural. Make sure that you know all that it's involves, so when they tell you that, okay, this is what we're going to do, you are not disappointed, because things may not go the way you plan. It's not at the labor ward you start saying, God forbid, I'm not this, not that, and then be all spiritual and all religious. So make sure you know what you are going in for. This next point is about breastfeeding. The truth is, not in all cases that your baby will latch on your breast. So if your baby refuses sucking your breast at birth, you can introduce your baby into formula, that's baby milk, pending when your baby is able to suck your breast. That you gave your baby formula doesn't mean that you can no longer do baby friendly, doesn't mean that you are a bad mom. So relax and do what you have to do. Tip number 6, study the best diaper for your baby. When we had our first baby, we started with a very expensive diapers. After a while, my husband and I discovered that we can no longer continue with it because it was expensive. So we needed to look for something a little bit cheaper. So we went into the market and we tried getting. We realized that for each diapers we got, our baby had nappy rashes, and the thing became a very serious issue. We're always going to the hospital. So it took us a long time to find a diaper that was suitable for our baby's skin. So keep it simple. If you can afford a very expensive diaper from the beginning and you know you can keep up with it till the end, fine. If you know you can't keep up with it, just look for something you can do and start off with that. So the next point, I want you to have it at the back of your mind that pooping for the first time after childbirth can be terrifying, especially when you have a very big baby and they have to tear your vagina. So, but just know that after a while, it's going to fade off. Note that some babies don't sleep at night, others do. For me, the experience that I've had so far is my kids always sleep throughout the night. They don't disturb except they are hungry. But for other moms, they sleep during the day because at night they don't get any sleep at all. So it varies for different moms. Tip number 9, accept every help that you can get. Don't try to be a super mom. I know sometimes you want to do things your way. You feel the people around you, especially your mom, your mother-in-law, or grandma, or whoever is around you, may not do things the way you want them or as fast as you want them to do it. But please, for every help that you get, accept it. Take advantage of it. Every time you get to sleep because someone is helping you, take out that time to sleep. You need it for you to be able to recover on time. Now, this next point is very vital. Don't be quick to give out your baby items. Don't be quick to give out your baby stuffs because you might need them. When I had my baby, I just felt, oh, I won't need these things anytime soon. So I gave out almost all my stuffs. And immediately I gave out those stuff, I think my baby was just 6 months when I realized that I was pregnant again. That came as a shock, like, how am I going to get my things? But I had to buy everything again, like starting from scratch. So be slow when you have to give out your baby stuff, especially when it's your first time of having a baby, or especially when it's your first baby. Don't be quick to give out stuff. If there is something you know you may not need and someone needs it, you can give them out. But very important things like the baby cord, some clothes and all, just keep them because you don't know. Please, this tip is very vital. Know that your body will not recover on time. You may not recover your body on time. So going into weight loss, dieting after you just have your baby is not ideal. I don't buy that idea, because if you're dieting, it means your baby is not eating well, and that is not good. You're losing weight, your baby is losing weight. So you need to eat very well and eat properly for your baby to look good and healthy. So try to exercise, but your diet is not something you want to play with, because your baby is still sucking and they need the nutrients from you to be able to grow. Tip number 12 is about exclusive breastfeeding. It is very good for you to do exclusive breastfeeding for your baby, at least for 1 year, or some people do for 6 months. But for me, the experience is different. I think you should not starve your baby because you think you want to do exclusive breastfeeding. Your baby is not sucking properly, your baby is not adding weight, and then you see your child trying to grab food from your hand, even if they are 3 months or 4 months. I think personally, for me, my kids started eating at 3 months. They didn't suck. They were not just interested in the breast. So I can't say because I want to do exclusive breastfeeding for my children, then I don't have to give them food. Please give them food if they are hungry, but you know, of course, light food, not solid though, but maybe puddings and all. But try to introduce food to your babies when they indicate that they want it. Don't say because you want to do exclusive breastfeeding for your baby, then you won't give your baby food until they are 6 months, until they are 1 year. please, there's no hard and fast rule to it. I know the nutrients from breast milk is very good. I know the nutrient from breast milk helps with fighting bacteria and infections and everything, but you just have to do what you have to do. That's why you are the mom. You use your discretion. Your instinct should always direct you. Don't follow every rule. Some people say, oh, if your baby doesn't suck breast for so amounts of time, they will not be intelligent. Oh my God,
that is so not true.
I know it's important to do exclusive breastfeeding for your baby, don't quote me wrong, but if your baby is not feeding well with your breast. My son was 3 months when I would express, and then also he would suck. It still feels like he has not eaten. He started taking food from 4 months. Why shouldn't I give him? Why would I insist that I want to do exclusive breastfeeding for him? It's not necessary. Now the next point is, try and take advice from people around you. You know, when you give birth, your mother will be around, your mom, your grandmom, your mother-in-law, and your aunties, and everybody is around. Everybody have their ideas, everybody have their solution and method they think is very important, and they want to force you to do things the way they think. Now I want you to know that they have had babies in the past, so of course they have the experiences, and the experiences might work. I'm saying don't throw every of their advice under the carpet. Get your filter. Everything they tell you, you know that, okay, yes, allow them, and in some occasions you tell them no, and your no is no. But I don't think because you think they are old school, they don't know what's going on right now, you have checked Google, you know the current research on things, and you just feel everything they tell you is old school. No, I don't think that's right. I remember when I gave birth to my daughter, my first baby, my grandma was around and she would throw my baby up. I didn't allow it. I told her that I don't want it and I don't think my baby needs that, and she stopped. But in some occasions where probably my baby has a skin infection or something, and she tells me, oh, this cream or this plant is what we used in those days when we're having our children, I just might try it. It's not everything they tell you you take, but don't just shove everything they tell you under the carpet. Tip number 14, start saving on time. I think every mom needs to save. From the moment you realize that you're pregnant, start saving, because there are a lot of financial responsibilities that comes before and after you have your baby, so you don't run into any financial debt or financial stress. Try and start saving on time. And finally, buy in bulk. This is very important because it helps you save. When you buy things in bulk, like diapers and baby formula in bulk, or food in bulk for your baby, it saves you a lot of money. So advise you buy things in bulk. So we've come to the end of this video. I hope you find something really interesting and you have learned a lot. So if you have other tips that were not mentioned in this video, drop it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.